Welcome to the last episode of this little vlog series from San Francisco to Los Angeles. We're officially in Los Angeles. I'm specifically exploring Long Beach. I've never been to Long Beach, and it's something I want to try this time around. I was last time in the Santa Monica area and Venice a little bit. So today we're doing Long Beach. Maybe I'll go elsewhere. I'm not really sure. Today I'm really just like shopping around, and then I'm just gonna hang around the beach probably. So very like mild, chill day. Unless I change my mind, unless I'm like, you know, I'm gonna drive around Hollywood or something, because I haven't seen it yet. So I don't know, maybe depending on the time that I have, I might try it out. It's gonna be chill today, and I hope you enjoy it. So I had done some shopping in Long Beach, and the place is pretty alright, I guess. There's still some sketchiness to it, but I did find this really nice spot, which is more touristy like. But it was pretty peaceful there, and the view of the water was really nice. It actually reminded me of Vancouver with the boats. But in this particular spot and this view, I just felt really, really good. So I had to sit down and just kind of take it in for a second. It's like the commercialization of LA kind of disappeared behind me, and it was just the ocean and these boats and stuff. So something that I've noticed as I've been like spending time in LA and everything, and like, you know, thinking about what place do I call home in the world, right? And something I've realized is that the thing about LA, and I mean, I think we can all agree, is that it's very like commercial. It's very it's so animated to me that the place doesn't feel like real in a way, right? Especially movies. I feel like movies really kind of, for me at least, destroy the potential of like California, or like the land of California, you know, and but especially LA. But it just feels very like commercial here. I would never really like want to live in a city as much, but also as I've like, when I was just sitting down looking at the boats, looking at the water, and like that was the vibe that like I'm going for. That's exactly what like feels very comfortable to me. I could look at the palm trees around here and it bring me like a lot of comfort. Like I kind of try to like block out like the buildings in a way, and block out, you know, the fact that they're in movies and all these movies and stuff, and trying to give it my own like definition, my own meaning, and what it means to me. And something that I do a lot, I don't know about you, is I usually but play music in my head. Like I play a song or sing a song in my head that makes me feel like at home, or gives me like ocean vibes, because I love the ocean so much. And then when I'm playing that kind of music in my head and I'm looking at these palm trees and stuff, or the water, I feel very at peace and very at home. So it's not necessarily the place itself that I feel like makes you feel like comfortable in a way, but it's like, it's the way you make it for yourself. It's like, what does this thing for you mean? It could be anything. What does this tree mean to you? What does this car mean to you? Like, what is the vibe, if that makes any sense? But for me, like, I have my own definition of a palm tree and what it means to me, versus maybe what it means being in LA and maybe feeling very commercial and very like kind of luxurious in a sense. But for me, it doesn't mean that. But when I look at it, I see it differently, you know? So kind of like slowly realizing like what you call home in the world, or wherever, with a person, anything, like it's what you kind of make it out to be, what meaning you give it in a way that makes it home. As I do that, I appreciate it a little more here by giving it my own meaning and not the commercial kind of a meaning. So it's the next day, and just to reflect on Long Beach, because it wasn't a very like eventful day at all. I spent most of it driving, really just kind of shopping around. So it was kind of boring. I was falling asleep actually in a car multiple times, stuck in traffic for like an hour and a half. I totally get LA. And it's so funny because I was so like kind of fearful of driving in LA. You know, it's a pretty big city. All of the traffic was because of car accidents. There's an accident here and there. I mean, I get California drivers now. But yeah, just to show you anyway that if you're afraid of doing something or trying something for the first time, just do it, because you're probably just in your head, just like I am. I'm always in my head, and I was able to do that, and I kind of just continued to prove to myself that I can do these things. I can travel alone. I can drive across, you know, a certain area in the country alone. I can organize it all alone. I can do it on my own. I can do things that I'm afraid to do alone, that I don't think like, am I capable of doing that? Like, yes, you are capable of doing that. You know, besides just driving around all day, pretty boring. I was falling asleep, but even I made the most out of like kind of like the simple things in life, you know, like being stuck in traffic, or you know, those little small issues, and trying to make the most out of it. So I kind of just, you know, tried to enjoy my music, or just looked around as I was driving and kind of like observing everything and the difference in my culture, what I'm used to, and the culture of like LA and California, right? But today we're going back home, and I've seen some TikToks in Montreal with like transit actually in Montreal, and the sounds, and I kind of like miss it, you know? It's so weird. You know, I really recommend pushing yourself to get out of your comfort zone, and especially for me personally, as someone someone who does not want to live in that city anymore, even though I long to kind of go back home whenever I am away from home. But it's just a matter of I think getting used to doing something new and to getting used to change, because change can be very uncomfortable, even though I do really enjoy California, and it's something for me to get used to because I've never been in California for 7 days. This is the longest I've been, and as much as I enjoy, I do long to still go back home, but because it's something that I know, right? But also because my home is there. Like, I have my stuff there. I have my car there, which I miss. People there that I'm familiar with, right? And if you can make that in a new place, then that can be home to you, right? It's just a matter of getting used to change. So I'm keeping that in mind. I'm gonna miss the ocean today, going back home. I'm definitely gonna miss California as soon as I land, but we're weird as people, as humans. Let's head back. Let's go to the airport. Let's return this car because I really want my car. Oddly enough, I think my favorite parts to traveling is getting there and then going home. I don't know why, but it's just something really exciting about reaching your destination then getting to the destination. It just has this vibe. The airport, the plane, looking out the window, the excitement of it, the thrill. Yeah, I'm strange. We're back home, baby! I mean, wait, we're not back home, sorry. I got excited because I'm in my car. I'm not in that van anymore. I can't tell you, parallel parking, you don't want it like a 6-7 seater for one person, no. So I'm so glad to be back in my little Honda Civic. I'm gonna be heading home and I'll do a reflection of the entire trip probably tomorrow back when I'm in my room, so I'll see you then. But I'm happy right now. I'm sad and happy at the same time. Like, it's weird. I always, like, for me personally, I kind of miss things when I don't have them, which is such a shitty thing, honestly. But like, when I'm not at home, then I miss home. When I'm not in California or wherever the place I want to go, then I start to miss it, right? It's like, what kind of dilemma is that, you know? I'm pretty sure maybe you relate to that or whatever. Or is it my imagination that makes, you know, that thing, like I idealize it in a way when I don't have it in front of me or with me or something, you know? Like, do I idealize home in Montreal when I'm not here versus when I'm here? I'm like, you know, because right now, like, I'm excited to be here, but I'm like, you know, now that I'm back in it. And then when I'm in California, like, I feel like I idealize it more when I'm not there and longing for it, you know? Like, it's just weird. This weird thing, and I don't understand why behavior of that is. There's obviously something to it. I'm not really sure what it is for me, but yeah, I'll reflect on the entire trip by tomorrow, which you'll be seeing in a second. So yeah, I'm back in my baby girl's car. Oh my god. So I'm back at home and I've had some time to settle and like reflect on the entire trip itself. It's really clear that the trip had its ups and downs, just like life does, just like your everyday life does. You have bad days, you have good days. I had my bad days, I had my really good days. And this is something that I'm learning in general, is just accepting the fact that your expectations in life are gonna be a little bit crushed, you know, because especially if you're prone to just imagining what your, you know, something in your future is gonna look like, whether that's a place, some sort of a job, some sort of an experience, a group of people, a person, you know, having this sort of like idealization about it and these expectations, they're not going to be what you imagine them to be. That is just something that I'm accepting in my life a lot with everything. And so like, I always thought this trip, like, it's been a dream trip of mine and I really appreciated it, but it was nothing like what I thought it was going to be, but especially what I thought it was going to feel like. I thought it was going to give me this like crazy nostalgic, some sort of a dreamy, unbelievable experience. And as unbelievable as it was, I didn't necessarily feel that way. And I don't know if it's because like I'm usually in my head a lot or if I was a little bit stressed during the trip, but it wasn't as magical as I thought it was gonna be. It was definitely beautiful and I definitely enjoyed it, and I was like screaming in a car when I saw some like mountains and the ocean, and like I didn't record those parts, but I was freaking out about it. It didn't have that feeling that I thought I was gonna have. And so the reality that we're in is sometimes so realistic that we imagine we're gonna have these feelings towards something, but that they don't kind of exist. It's kind of like you're imagining what that feeling is gonna be like. It's almost as if like the imagination of that feeling is more special than the actual feeling itself. I don't know what that is. That's me. That's the way I behave a lot in life, I feel. And the really special thing about being away from something, and you can take this in anything in life, it could be being away from a job for a while, being away from a hobby that maybe you got sick of doing, being away from certain people, and maybe over time you realize, it's always when that thing is gone you realize how special it is, right? It's such a sad fucking thing. I'm
not going to be staying where I live, for example. I know that for sure. Sometime in the future, I will be leaving where I live, but I do feel a lot more appreciation for it for some reason from this particular trip. But there are things in California that I don't have here, that I know it's just a matter of me having to, you know, be open to change. You have to be open to the discomfort of change, and that is so hard. It is for me because I'm someone who wants to experience all kinds of new things, but it also kind of disturbs me, and I kind of want to like crawl back into my routine, because like right now I'm like happy to be back in my room doing my regular, eating my regular food, you know, like I have these like expectations of what my day is gonna be. But that change is such a disturbing, uncomfortable thing, but that it is so good for you, because I know that whenever it does happen one day, it's gonna be a very tough, difficult thing for me to adjust to, but I know that it is probably the best for my own growth and soul, because I am someone who does need a lot of like stimulation in life. I feel like I need a lot of change. I need to feel like I'm always evolving as a person. I know that places like California or going else all around the world in general, even if I don't stay in a particular place for the rest of my life, that it's something that I just need to be stimulated, especially environment wise. Like, so I've realized, you know, like there's a lot that my home does have to offer that California or other places in the world don't have to offer. Sometimes you just need to be away from certain places or certain people or certain kind of activities that you do to realize like, hey, like that thing I'm always complaining about, it has something to offer, you know what I mean? And I recommend you try it out for yourself. It doesn't have to be a place, but just something that maybe kind of like drains you or you're kind of sick of. Get away from it for a bit and then just see how that makes you feel. But yeah, something that I do recommend for you especially, and what I'm doing right now, is trying new things. If there's something that you feel like is right for you, try it first, because it's gonna distort your imagination and your expectations of what you feel like it's gonna be. Probably gonna be, it's gonna feel a little bit different, it's gonna be a little bit different. It's never what you imagine it to be. And that could be for the good and or for the bad. But I'm so happy that I took this trip, and I know there's just more out there that I'm gonna be exploring and achieving in my life. Just goes to show it. This is not something I would have thought I would have done this year at all. This has been, we're only September as I'm recording this, but this has been the best year of my life so far, 2023. It's had its ups and downs, but like it is not what I thought it was gonna be. This trip is not something I thought was gonna be possible at this time in my life. So I want to let you know that anything is possible, and expect the unexpected, because, and if I could describe this year so far, and I know it's not going to change, I would describe in one word: unexpected. Just expect the unexpected and get ready for it. Be excited about it. And keep your mind very open about anything that can happen in your life. If you feel very like doubtful about something in your life, like I won't ever be able to achieve this in my life, I don't think I could ever move to this place, I don't think I could ever meet these kinds of people and be friends with them, or I can't find someone who could love me for who I am, you'll be surprised. You never know. The universe it might like to prove a point to you, because I've been proven a few points this year myself of like, you know, this is not for me. I don't want this in my life. I doubt this could ever happen. And the universe just said, here you go, shut the fuck up. This is completely possible. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed this little vlog series. It's very new for me to be talking to the camera like this and being more personal. It's a really just a little for fun thing for me, and we'll see where it goes. But yeah, I'll upload more in the future, not necessarily trips all the time, but maybe if I'm just going out for a walk somewhere and I want to talk about life, I'll record here and there. I think it's just easier than doing short films just because it's so draining. Unless I feel inspired to do it, I will, but I'm gonna do some vlog series here and there. So I hope if you stuck around this long, thank you so much, and I'm sending you so much love. Challenge yourself. That's how I'm gonna end this video. Just go challenge yourself. So thank you so much, and yeah, I'm sending you so much love.